Recently I've been wrestling with this idea of how do you grow your social media following and still be yourself. I've been chatting with a mate of mine, Richard Bryant from Big Picture Movement, about some ideas from this guy named Gary Vaynerchuk, who wrote this book called Jab, 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 Right Hook. And he has all these ideas about documenting content rather than creating content that have been really resonating with me. Anyway, here are my 4 ideas as I wrestle with this on what I think might be helpful with social media. First is using video. I saw Mark McCrindle give a talk last year where he said that for Gen Z, Google is no longer the main search engine, it's now YouTube. Video is that powerful and it's that current, so use video. Number 2, story. I had the chance last year in 2016 to talk to Reggie Dabbs, a guy who speaks to more than 1 million people every year live. And I said to him, Reggie, what's your biggest tip for people who are doing public speaking? You know, when you've got an audience, what's your number 1 tip? And he said, story. Because when you tell a story, people can actually step into what you're talking about and try it on for themselves. So 1, use video. 2, always have a story, use a story. 3 is interaction, use questions. If I was to tell you, growing your social media is about interacting, that's one thing. But if I said, what's the current wrestle that you have right now that you could document? Imagine how you would use it. And imagine how powerful that could be if you documented that. If you did a talk about how you're wrestling with that. By asking questions, I actually get you to imagine things yourself. And it's a great way to interact with people through video, or interact with people when you're actually posting something up online and you don't have the chance for face-to-face interaction. So video, story, interaction, and the 4th one is about tension. Stephen Furtick, who's a pastor of a big church in the US and talks a lot about leadership, has this idea of embracing the tension. When he actually writes a sermon, it's about embracing the tension. For me, this looks like, instead of saying, hey, here's the best way to grow your social media, I want to embrace the tension, the fact that growing social media and being yourself are both things that we want to do. There's a tension there. There's always going to be a tension there. And when you talk into and speak into the tension that already exists, people are going to engage. So use video, tell stories, interact and use questions, and last of all, embrace the tension. They're the 4 things that I'm working on at the moment to grow social media and still be myself.